Alright, so it's next time. Can't you tell? Shot the same video the same day from the last one, or I ended that one to this one. Yeah, I screwed up. Yeah, that's what it is. Alright, weather stripping channel. It should be fairly straightforward. Trim this back. Same on the other side, because like I said, it needs to be about a 1/2 inch wide from the inside bend to the outside lip here. Fix the radiuses up in here. And the same deal with up in here. A little bit of grinding, some touch-up painting. And taking off some of the EDP coating on the channels, spot welding, and then if I get to it, hopefully I can do take the trunk bracket off and get that located. All right, stay tuned. Alright, a couple of things from looking at the factory tail panel to the AMD one. This lip is not as big. Couple of reasons. One, they didn't make it that big. And the factory one comes out to at least about here to hold the weather stripping in. Good thing is, if I have a problem with the weather stripping, put in there later on, that's what the weather stripping adhesive is for. And the other thing is, this bend in the flange here, they never bend it all the way. It's supposed to be bent to like a 90 degree. So, worst case scenario, let's try our duck bill or sheet metal pliers. See if I can't bend it over on that line there. Nope. Don't have enough room to do it. So that's another fail on AMD's part. Yeah, maybe because they're aftermarket parts. Yeah, believe me, I'm not trashing AMD at all. It's just, you know, sometimes you need something made right. I mean, it's a pretty simple part to make. So, alright, let me get my hammer and dolly underneath of here and hammer and dolly it down. Yeah, that'll be a little bit of a time lapse doing it. And it seems to be fairly decent. Let me slide you over here. There we go. Back out. And refocus. Here we go. It seems fairly decent throughout, all the way across here, being bent at 90. So it's just like this last, that's the last 7 inches there. I need to come over a little bit more. All right, knock that out, and then I'll start, see if I can get that fit on here. At least this flange. On the factory one, this flange actually bends up a little bit to match the contour, or match how much more wider this is, the channel, when it slides over top of here. Maybe I might just be able to knock this down far enough where I can slide it over and then open this ever so slightly. All right, that's coming up next. Alright, so a little bit of hammer, a little dolly, and it pretty much looks like factory. I actually got to trim this now to bring it over, and I'll do the final fit of the channel this way. Because we'll bring it over, and I can hammer and dolly that to make that a little bit better. So yeah, that's coming up next, and how I'm going to do that is, I got a pair of vernier calipers, and what you do is, overall, you just set the width on here. Yeah, I lost the cap out in the yard doing something. Zero the guy out. I'm going to take it to about 490-ish, just because. Yeah, 489, close enough. Lock the, put the lock screw down so it doesn't move on me. Take this guy. And this is going to get me pretty close. Take this edge here, and run along the inside. And just run along where I need to. And I'll bring it out to about here to match it up with the tail panel and make it gooder down here. All right, so that little bit of grinding, and then try fitting that again. Okay, so one thing I don't really like about it, it's not too bad, but it's the consistency of the width around here. I just need to take some more off on the quarter panel and a little bit of this radius to slide it over, just to make that width consistent. Probably doesn't mean anything in the long run, because you know the seal that goes on there is squishy as it is anyway. And when you really crank down on this guy, it kind of moves it up in place anyway. So it's not like it's going to go anywhere. It's up against that inside radius there. But yeah, I'll take off a little bit just to move it over. All right, so next time this will be on here completely, and then we'll jump onto the other side. And after a little bit of trimming back again down here, see, it's much more consistent of a width down here. It don't look too bad all the way around there. And yet again, man, that went a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Excuse me. Okay, cool. On to the next side. So yet again, this side, the driver's side, much more the same. Scribe the line and trim it back. That's, yeah, pretty much verbatim the other side. Okay, time lapse. Oh, that was relatively uneventful, but no, man, I thought it could be a lot worse to do. So yeah, this next up is to lay out the holes. Yeah, lay out the holes. Lay out the areas for the spot welds. The ones on the ends here, I don't have, my spot welder can't do that at all. So I'm going to clean the paint off the end, hit it with the MIG welder, and then start from here. I'll do one here, one down in here. And then it's like every 3 inches up through here. Do one on the other side, here, and then see them like it's up in the front. MIG weld on the end ever so slightly because the metal's kind of thin and I don't have my spot welder tongs. Don't reach down in there. So yeah, a little bit of grinding of paint, laying out the spot welds where they're going to go. A little bit of grinding of the paint, copper weld, and then welding the weld strip channels on. Alright, so one thing I noticed up here where it goes onto the lower deck filler panel, they actually had a little lip there. I didn't notice that when I was putting it in. I ground that off, and if it's completely flush, up against in here. So I just want to throw that in there real quick before I forgot about it. So yeah, there's all the areas ground off where I'm going to do the spot welds. I'm just going to add the copper weld up underneath here, and then down in here. Reason being, it's because I still got to re-epoxy this whole entire car. So even the stuff that I already did in the trunks, I got to get re-scuffed and re-shot again anyway. I just wanted to do it in one shot because hey, it was open, I had the access to it. So yeah, copper weld through, clamp back on, and then spot weld these guys on. So while the copper weld through is drying on the parts, I need to switch the tips out on my spot welder. So I got these special ones. that are for the specific purpose. They're into a narrow area, and hopefully I don't melt through them, because I do have another set. I only really need them for like 15, 16 welds. But let's see if I can zoom in on these guys here. And let's adjust the focus here. Hey, there we go. So yeah, they have extended tips for each, so I could get around the lip of the channel for the weather stripping. So swap them out real quick, take some Scotch-Brite, clean up the tongs a little bit. Alright, coming up next, taking off this trunk, yeah, how do they call that, the latch support bracket. Spot welded to the tail pan a couple spots. I mean, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And it looks like one there, there, and there. And across the top here, there's 1, 2, 3. Alright, so yeah, that's actually pretty dang easy. Hopefully. No, my luck is going to fight me, like most things. And if I feel a little savvy enough, there is actually a clip up inside here I'm going to take off. Just because that's where the fuel level wire, the wire for the fuel level gauge hangs to, and it comes down inside there. So yeah, cool. Drill this off, clean it up, and then take some measurements off from the, I guess from the inside where the taillight bracket, yeah, the taillight stud bracket is, and figure out how to lay it out on the car itself. So yeah, drill it off, clean it up, and then weld it in the car. So I'm going to take a quick measurement. Loosely put it back in there. I'm going to check this out back. So yeah, we'll take a quick measurement from here to that edge. A little bit more accurate measure. Yeah, it looks like it'd be fairly close in the on. And it looks like it's 11¼ from the driver's side. And 11�3/8 from the passenger side. Yeah, that's driver's side, that's passenger side. Let's go lay it out in the car real quick so I know where it goes. Cool. So a couple things I gotta do. The flange here for the trunk floor, I gotta need to hammer it down a little bit more in the area where the that flange goes up against it. And so where I weld it through, for the spot welds, or the plug welds, I gotta grind a couple of them down so that I can actually sit flush up against it. So yeah, hammer just flush a little bit more. I guess I just take my little die grinder and just clean up the spot plug welds from the tail panel, and then yeah, clean that up. Paint back in here with some of the Eastwood's. Oh man, I can never remember this stuff. The internal frame coating, because there's a couple, the spot welds down here. I can see a couple of them. Just the way the radius of the trunk floor was, and just douse it down in there, let it pour out. So yeah, hammer that, grind, and clamp it in place. See where it needs to go. If I can hammer dolly that a little bit. Yeah, cool. So yeah, gave the outside a quick cleaning. I still gotta get the inside. It's getting late and I'm definitely firing the compressor up. Wish I had a little sandblaster. That would make my life easier for stuff like this. Maybe when I get a shed and clear some of the lawn care out of here. But yeah, anyways, let's try to see how it fits. I don't expect to fit perfect first time, but yeah, relatively close. There we go. Clamper down there. Put another one over here. Might take 12-inch clamps. It's gonna be weird having a lock in the trunk on this car. It's been since April of April 21. Yeah, so almost 2 years. Had a locking trunk on it. I know. The car media blasted in April of 21 and was not happy at all with the dustless blasting. It just, I think the car wasn't bad. I mean, the car was bad to start, but I think that just made it worse because I could not get all that media out of the car, and it just, yeah, it festered. I was pissed, and I let the car sit for too long. And it wasn't until, like I said, about December of last year is when I really start focusing on trying to get this car back together to a, somewhat good condition. Anyways, yeah, that was just, yeah. Got this guy down in here. I'll get my other 12-inch clamp. Yes, hopefully it's going to work. Should. Factory original part. Oh yeah, I can work with that. Cool. Loosen that up ahead here. Ah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. So yeah, that's a trunk hinge. Yeah, trunk lock support bracket. I just need to clean up the inside a little bit with some sandpaper. Give it a good coat of paint with some. I think I'll just go to Home Depot and get some of the Rust-Oleum etching primer, or I think, yeah, they have etching primer just used on this, because it's not really worth it for me to mix up a batch of epoxy primer for this little bracket. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I'll clean this off camera because it's no sense for me to actually record it, because literally it's a 90-degree angle grinder with a sandpaper disc getting down in there. So yeah, coming up, next up, this be clean, and maybe I'll show the painting of it. Yeah, I'll probably show the painting of it, and then clean the paint up off the underneath it here, because I think it looks like I can get. See if I can actually do it. Yeah. I mean, I know I can make them, and then up in here. Oh yeah, I can probably get the torch up through there at least. All right, yeah. Next time, if you watch me paint that. All right, so off the camera, I cleaned up the trunk latch bracket, for the latch bracket. Cleaned that up, painted it, copper weld through. All the areas that need to be welded, and yeah, can get welded in next. A little bit easier than I thought it was. Give me to clean that up because it wasn't too badly rusted, and the paint's kind of thin on it. Man, want autofocus, do your thing. Thank you. So yeah, there you go. That's what that looks like. So much better because it's black and not red oxide. So yep, let's get this guy welded on. Alright, had a little bit of problem there. I put the weld in the wrong spot. I was welding on the bracket, not where I drilled the hole. Whoops. Alright, this guy to latch this up. Let's see if maybe we'll get that guy in and have a locking trunk again for the first time in 2.5 years. Yeah, be kind of neat. Alright, we grab a screwdriver, aka my here we get in there. Alright, here goes nothing. Nice, lock, cool. Hey, a box. Except I need to adjust the one up top in some. Apparently. Latch up top there. Move it up to here. Try that. See? Here. But for alignment, it looks pretty decent. At least that's what I think. There we go. Cool. Alright. So that's going to be the end of this video. Tail panel on, trunk latch, all that stuff. Locks. And got some lining up to do, but I'll make sure it locked first. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Cool. Making some progress on it. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of adjusting and all that fun stuff, later on once all the final, do the final gaps and all that stuff. So yeah, alright, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Any questions or anything of the sort, drop a comment, hit me up on the, you can direct message me, doesn't matter, whatever. Alright guys, thanks for watching, until next time.